Hey, gossip aficionados! Welcome back to another exciting dive into the world of political intrigue and betrayal. Today, we are uncovering the scandals of none other than Jared Kushner. Yes, you heard that right, Trump's own son-in-law, who many believe is a secret liberal who betrayed the very foundation of the Trump administration. Buckle up, because this is going to be a wild ride through Kushner's most scandalous moments.
You look pretty fast now, guys. Look at you.
Look how fast Joseph's going.
Let's get into it. 1. The security clearance scandal.
Moderator of Face the Nation, Margaret Brennan, joins us from the White House.
First up, let's talk about the security clearance debacle that had everyone questioning Jared Kushner's integrity and qualifications. When Trump initially appointed Kushner as a senior advisor, it was a move that raised more than a few eyebrows. But things took a turn for the worse when it was revealed that Kushner had a hard time obtaining his top-secret security clearance. Despite multiple red flags, including his meetings with foreign officials and financial entanglements, he was granted clearance. How did this happen? Many believe Trump himself intervened, bypassing traditional protocols. This scandal isn't just about nepotism, it's about national security risks. Kushner's undisclosed meetings with foreign entities, including Russian officials, sparked fears of compromised decision-making. Conservatives saw this as a liberal betrayal, putting personal and business interests above America's safety. The secrecy and lack of transparency surrounding his clearance process were a slap in the face to the rigorous vetting usually required for such high-level positions. The scandal deepened when it was revealed that Kushner had failed to disclose numerous contacts with foreign officials on his initial security clearance forms. This omission led to multiple revisions of his application, raising questions about his honesty and integrity.
Let General Kelly make that decision, and he's going to do what's right for the country.
For a right-wing conservative, this kind of dishonesty and potential vulnerability to foreign influence is unacceptable. It painted Kushner not as a trustworthy advisor, but as a liability within the administration.
Well, I can't comment for the White House's process, but what I can say is that over the last 2 years that I've been here, I've been accused of all different types of things, and all of those things have turned out to be false.
Moreover, the clearance scandal highlighted a troubling pattern of favoritism and rule-bending that contradicted the drain the swamp ethos that Trump supporters cherished. Kushner's ability to sidestep standard procedures due to his familial ties to the president was seen as emblematic of the very corruption and elitism Trump had vowed to eliminate. This hypocrisy was not lost on the conservative base, who saw Kushner's preferential treatment as a betrayal of their trust. In conclusion, Jared Kushner's security clearance scandal was a major blow to his credibility and integrity. It exposed a dangerous mix of nepotism, dishonesty, and potential national security risks that left many conservatives feeling betrayed. The scandal underscored the deep-seated concerns about Kushner's suitability for his high-level role and the extent to which personal connections could override critical security protocols.
He plans to have a public version of the report ready by mid-April.
2. The Middle East peace plan fiasco. Next, we delve into the much-hyped, but ultimately disappointing Middle East peace plan, dubbed the deal of the century. Jared Kushner was the architect behind this grandiose proposal, which promised to resolve the Israeli-Palestinian conflict once and for all. However, what transpired was far from a groundbreaking peace initiative. Instead, it was a plan that heavily favored Israel, ignored Palestinian concerns, and was widely criticized by international and regional actors alike. Kushner's approach to the peace plan revealed his lack of understanding and sensitivity towards the complex dynamics of the Middle East. His proposal included economic incentives for the Palestinians, but failed to address their political aspirations and grievances. The plan was seen as a one-sided deal that catered to Israeli interests, thereby alienating the Palestinians and other Arab nations. For a right-wing conservative, this was another sign of Kushner's inability to prioritize America's strategic interests and craft a balanced, effective policy.
I think that this conference...
The rollout of the plan was equally disastrous. It was unveiled with much fanfare, but the reality was a poorly received proposal that lacked support from key stakeholders. Palestinian leaders outright rejected the plan, calling it biased and unjust. Even within Israel, reactions were mixed, with some factions feeling that the plan didn't go far enough to secure their interests. Kushner's overconfidence and lack of diplomatic finesse were glaringly evident, leading to a failure that reflected poorly on the Trump administration. Furthermore, the peace plan fiasco highlighted Kushner's troubling alliances and interactions with controversial figures in the region. His close relationship with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, despite the latter's implicated role in human rights abuses and the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi, drew widespread criticism. Conservatives who prioritize human rights and ethical governance were appalled by Kushner's willingness to overlook these issues in pursuit of his grandiose vision. In summary, the Middle East peace plan scandal was a glaring example of Jared Kushner's overreach and ineptitude. His failure to craft a balanced and effective proposal, coupled with his controversial alliances, undermined America's credibility and strategic interests in the region. For conservatives, this was yet another instance of Kushner betraying core values and priorities, further tarnishing his reputation. 3. The COVID-19 response mishandling. Lastly, let's discuss Jared Kushner's role in the mishandling of the COVID-19 response. As the pandemic swept across the globe, Kushner was tasked with leading a shadow task force to address the crisis in the United States. However, his approach was marked by disorganization, a lack of expertise, and decisions that many conservatives viewed as putting liberal politics over effective governance. This lack of expertise led to critical delays and missteps in procuring and distributing essential medical supplies. Reports surfaced of a chaotic and ineffective response strategy that prioritized optics over substance. For a right-wing conservative, this was a clear betrayal of the efficient, no-nonsense governance that was expected from the Trump administration. Moreover, Kushner's involvement in the COVID-19 response was tainted by allegations of cronyism and profiteering. It was revealed that companies with ties to Kushner's personal and business networks were awarded lucrative contracts for supplying medical equipment. This blatant favoritism not only compromised the efficiency of the response, but also reinforced the perception of corruption and self-interest within the administration. Conservatives who value transparency and accountability were outraged by Kushner's actions. The mishandling of the pandemic response had dire consequences for the country, with lives lost and the economy severely impacted. Kushner's failure to deliver an effective and timely response eroded public trust and contributed to the administration's overall struggles in managing the crisis. For Trump supporters, this was a significant disappointment, as it contradicted the promises of strong leadership and competent governance.
How do we gather the data of what was actually...
In conclusion, Jared Kushner's role in the COVID-19 response was a scandal marked by incompetence, cronyism, and a lack of accountability. His mishandling of the crisis not only endangered public health, but also betrayed the principles of effective and transparent governance that conservatives hold dear. This scandal further solidified Kushner's reputation as a liability within the Trump administration, highlighting his inability to rise to the challenges of his responsibilities.
We were able to meet all the demands, and at the same time...
There you have it, gossip aficionados. Jared Kushner, the secret liberal who betrayed Trump, has a trail of scandals that highlight his incompetence, dishonesty, and inability to prioritize America's interests. From the security clearance debacle to the disastrous Middle East peace plan and the mishandling of the COVID-19 response, Kushner's actions have consistently undermined the values and principles that Trump and his supporters hold dear.
I am Senior Advisor to President Donald J. Trump.
I hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure to subscribe, as I will continue posting only the best celebrity and K-pop content. This was Watch Wave, and until next time, have a good one.